stop? Like, at what moment did you feel like either you removed yourself or
you were removed? The second that I decided I had to walk away, because I knew if I stayed, I was gonna either be unalived or have to unalive.
We stopped somewhere and I've been hiding. My mom and I have been hiding. We've had our head down. We've tried to back up. We've tried to tell you everything that we can, and now we have people messaging us, investigators, people that want to talk now, when now it's because it's trending.
Time he locked me in containers with his shipment of kids. There were kids in there that didn't speak English. There were kids that were sick.
I'm telling you right now that something is really wrong. Really wrong. The world will find out soon. Because it's not just about us, it's about you too.
Have you all noticed how Alli Carter just vanished from the spotlight after airing out the darkest secrets about some of the biggest names in Hollywood? Like, one minute she's all over social media dropping bomb after bomb, then boom, nothing. Well, Jaguar Wright is back and she is not staying quiet. She's out here backing Alli's claims and low-key hinting that there are some powerful celebrities who are trying to shut Alli up for good. Now, word in the street says that things have gotten so dangerous that Alli has allegedly been placed under protective custody. And while some people think it's connected to the up-and-coming Diddy trial, which, by the way, is less than a month away, Jaguar believes there's a whole other play and layer to this. She says that there's some big names even bigger than Diddy who are scared Alli might spill what's left in their vault, and they're ready to do whatever it takes to make sure she doesn't. So the question is, will they get to her first? And just who are these celebs that are allegedly coming for Alli Carter's life? Buckle up, y'all, because we're about to dive deep into this Hollywood cover-up. Now, I just know that some of y'all are right sitting there saying, wait a minute, who is Alli Carter? So let me give y'all a little context before we get into all this mess, because you gonna want to know her name. Well, Alli Carter is a survivor of child ST, and y'all, the story she's been telling, she's not just talking about being exploited. She's been calling out names and detailing what really went down at some of these so-called celebrity parties. But she just said that they weren't just freaky get-togethers. No, according to Alli, they were satanic ritual orgies. Her words, not mine. Well, she went as far as saying they weren't freak-offs, they were satanic rituals. Get it right. It wasn't just adults in these parties. The adults were responsible for the young ex-slaves that were in the party, and one of those children was me. And y'all, let's not act brand new. We've heard whispers about this stuff for years, but Alli came through with her face shown, her name attached, and straight up called it out. But ever since then, her life has never been the same. After her story gained media attention around 2020, she and her family reportedly lost their home, went through multiple relocations, and were basically chased out of her normal life. And that's when things started to get really scary. But get this, Alli actually tried to take legal action. She filed against Riverside County Child Protective Services, claiming that they played a role in her trafficking. But allegedly, her evidence was ignored. Like, not even a full investigation. And if that's not suspicious, I don't know what is. But Alli also warned other survivors to be cautious about using official support hotlines, saying they're not always there to help. She talked about how money was being used to silence people and even called it blood money, whether it came from hush funds or fake charity organizations. She said she didn't want financial help, she just wanted real support from real people. She was making a lot of sense, y'all, but too much noise for some of the elites who were comfortable with all their secrets staying buried.
We will never, ever ask you for a subscription of Patreon. The truth is priceless. Say it with me, everybody. The truth is, priceless.
And this is where things got extra dark. Alli literally predicted that LA would be burning to hide evidence. I kid you not, she said the elites would set the city on fire to destroy proof of what's really been going down behind closed doors. But fast forward to now, and what have we seen? Fires sweeping through certain parts of LA. And while that might sound like a reach to some people, for others, it's way too on the nose. People are starting to connect the dots. Alli warned us, and now it looks like the cleanup crew is already working overtime. So then enters Jaguar Wright. Y'all know Jaguar is never the one to hold her tongue. She's been calling out Hollywood for years, and now she's confirming and coming forward to say she believes Alli 100%. But she's claiming that certain celebrities are out here actively trying to make Alli disappear. And Jag isn't talking about metaphors. She's talking life or death realness. And Jaguar said this isn't the first time that something like this has happened. She brought up how Cat Williams was also targeted after he started exposing the industry. She claimed it got so bad that he had to sleep in a bulletproof vest because he was scared for his life. That's the type of heat we're talking about here.
And I left. You know, back in that moment, Cat was still wearing Kevlar to bed. I would get in bed with him at night and he would have Kevlar on. In bed.
What was it about that and him at the moment where it made you want to speak your truth?
He went after Comedy Central. That's what happened. The Flavor Flav roast.
So when you look at everything Alli's been through, her house being vandalized, her family receiving threats, having to move multiple times and being still followed, yeah, it's not far-fetched to think that she does need some protection. But now I know that y'all are all thinking, who are these celebs that she's been naming? Y'all, let's just say some of these names might shock you. We're gonna skip Diddy because, let's be real, everybody knows Diddy's in the mix. And he's got a whole encyclopedia of allegations at this point. But first up on the list next is none other than Oprah Winfrey. Yes, Gail's bestie. According to Alli Carter, the same woman who's been speaking out about trafficking and Hollywood's darkest secrets, she says she was just 15 years old and she was taken to Oprah Winfrey's house. And the things Alli said happened there, I wish I could say it was too wild to believe, but with everything we've heard lately, it's hard to differentiate what's true and what's false.
The first time I met Oprah, I was 15 years old. I was taken by my pimp to a house in Simi Valley. I didn't have to do anything with her. I met her.
So in this interview, Alli claimed that when she got to Oprah's house, she was greeted with a kiss, but not just a hug and cheek situation. She said Oprah kissed her on the tongue. She claims Oprah gave her a pill, which Alli believed was ecstasy. That was just the beginning. Alli then said she was instructed to have an X-rated encounter with someone of her choosing. She said there was another girl with her and someone she personally knew from Carter High School in Montana. And that girl, Oprah allegedly sent her to a separate room to be with someone else.
Said a few words to me. She kissed me. She gave me an e-pill.
Kissed you how?
Tongue kiss.
A tongue kiss? And she gave you an e-pill. What is E?
Ecstasy.
Okay.
And
Now, we don't know what happened behind those closed doors, but if what Alli is saying is even halfway true, it's giving grooming, it's giving control, and it's giving everything that those powerful people don't want exposed. But here's the thing, this isn't the first time that Oprah's name has come up in some weird, unsettling situations. Y'all remember when she opened that school in South Africa, right? The Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls? Yeah, that one was supposed to uplift and empower young black girls. Well, it doesn't look like that worked out as expected. Back in the day, reports broke out that one of the student matrons was allegedly having inappropriate relations with the girls. And Oprah came out and said she was devastated, but many people felt the whole thing got quietly swept under the rug way too fast.
The trial of a former dormitory matron charged with 6 students at Oprah Winfrey School for Girls in South Africa is resuming. Prosecutors say former dorm matron Tina Virginia Makopo tried to kiss and fondle the girls. She's also accused of kicking and hitting some of them. Makopo pleaded innocent to 14 charges of indecent assault and criminal in South Africa. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, the ex-headmistress of the $40 million school is suing Winfrey for defamation. The suit claims someone would conclude from Winfrey's comments that the school employee knew of the alleged and was actively involved in covering it up.
I was, needless to say, devastated and really shaken to my core.
But that's not even the wildest part, because according to multiple reports, yes, real reports, not just online whispers, a fetus was once found inside the school compound. And to make it worse, there have been allegations of disappearances and girls reportedly vanishing from the school with no clear answers, no solid explanations, just more secrets. And now people are circling back to Alli Carter's claims, wondering if some of those girls might have been moved around for Hollywood rituals, just like she's been warning us about. She said it herself, some were black, some were brown, and all of them were young. The speculation is that Oprah might have used her school as a cover, and Alli allegedly has evidence tying that all together. Now let's remember and let's talk about something that flew under the radar. Remember when Oprah made that big public announcement about moving out of the US? She claimed it was because Donald Trump won the 2024 election and she just couldn't take the chaos. Well, let's be real a second. For a millisecond, Oprah has power, she has security, she got money, she can live wherever she wants in peace. So why leave the US completely? Well, according to some, especially those in the survivor and whistleblower communities, Oprah wasn't leaving for politics. They believed she was getting ahead of the fallout, that she knew stuff was going to leak and she didn't want to be anywhere near the center of the storm. And now that Alli is back on the radar, with Jaguar Wright amplifying her voice and hinting that she knows more than she's even said publicly, Oprah might be shaking in her billionaire boots, because if this info comes out and it's backed by real evidence, this could be the fall of a legend. Now listen, Oprah might be one of the most shocking names Alli dropped, but she's not the only one, because right after that, Alli brought up Denzel Washington, not Denzel. Now that was one that had people really clutching their pearls, because Denzel has been known as one of the good guys in Hollywood for decades, but according to Alli, he was present at one of Diddy's notorious parties. Yes, one of those parties.
Where Diddy would get arrested, and I told you guys in that Maria Z interview in 2021 that no one tells on Diddy. P. Diddy. Alright? Just the same way nobody tells on Denzel Washington. We tried to back up. We've tried to tell you everything that we can, and now we have people messaging us, investigators, people that want to talk now, when now it's because it's trending.
A witness at that party allegedly claimed that Denzel stormed out yelling, "You don't respect anyone," before grabbing his wife Pauletta and dipping out early in the morning. Now, whatever he saw in there must have been next level disturbing, because Denzel doesn't strike you as the type to cause a scene unless something really serious went down. And the plot thickens because comedian Brandon T. Jackson once said that Denzel gave him some cryptic advice about Hollywood events. Denzel told him, "Always leave 30 minutes before the devil gets there."
And you're telling me Denzel was there and it was after 1 o'clock when he supposedly left?
And beanie socks and a gold chain.
So you're telling me Denzel Washington was butt naked, he had a beanie on, socks on, and a gold chain, and that's it? In front of children. Funny.
Now at that time, it might have just sounded like deep celebrity talk, but when you line it up with Alli's claims and the rumors about what really happens at these parties, that line is hit a little different. But it doesn't stop there, because what Alli exposed about one party in particular, it was next level disturbing. She specifically mentioned that an event that went down around 2009 to 2010 at the Playboy Mansion. And this wasn't some regular Hollywood link-up. According to Alli, this was where the A-list celebrities like Birdman, Giselle Robinson, and Young Jock were allegedly doing horrific things behind closed doors. She claimed that the young girls and boys were brought in as what they called party favors, literal human props forced into X-rated situations.
Time he locked me in containers with his shipment of kids. There were kids in there that didn't speak English. There were kids that were sick and that were already dying. There were babies. There were babies that were 6 years old, and I'll never forget them just crying, and everybody was just staring at them.
One of the most sickening details she shared, she said they had what they called body cakes, where people were made to lie on tables naked, covered in food, and guests were expected to eat off of them like it was normal. Now, this is the kind of stuff that we've actually seen on TV and in tabloids, and Alli's been warning people about it. So it's not just stories, she's connecting names, places, and patterns. It makes you wonder, if someone like Denzel Washington saw something and ran, how many others saw the same and chose to stay? But we can't stop at Denzel, because Ellen DeGeneres is also being pulled into this mess, and not for the first time. So just to be clear, it looks like Denzel ran and he's in the clear, but now Ellen, a different story. Rumors about Ellen being tied to shady Hollywood circles may have been swirling for years, but now Alli's claims are putting her name front and center. And just like Oprah, Ellen's been doing the same exact thing, trying to move away, laying low, keep it real quiet. Now, why are all these big names suddenly relocating? It's giving, what are y'all running from?
All right, we're back with Sean Diddy Combs. Is it Diddy today? Because sometimes you're Puffy and sometimes you're Diddy. Or sometimes you're Daddy. What are you today?
I'm so confused today with it, as long as you say it in a nice way.
All right.
Just like,
yeah. Diddy.
This right here is the new Ciroc mango. That was just a tacky product placement.
That's all right.
It's all right, but I needed a drink.
Yep.
And here's to us.
Yeah.
And it gets darker because Allison Holker, Twitch's widow, just dropped a book that's got people looking sideways. In it, she opens up about Twitch's struggles with substances, and while it's all framed around grief and healing, it's also raising some serious questions because let's not forget, Twitch was Ellen's right-hand man for years. He was her DJ, her hype guy, her go-to, and now that Alli's saying that Ellen was allegedly connected to those names and Diddy parties that traffic young people, people are asking, was Twitch exposed to that lifestyle himself? And more importantly, did he see too much?
And it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue. So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out, but it also helped me process that he was going through so much and he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that, and he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone, because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want other people to take on his pain.
Some fans are speculating that maybe Twitch's death wasn't as simple as it looked. Like, was it really a tragedy brought on by internal battles, or was there something more sinister hiding behind the surface? Because y'all, when multiple names are being tied to this same underground network, and when people close to them start dying, disappearing, or going silent, you gotta start asking the right questions. And that's what has people saying, maybe Alli isn't in protective custody just because of the Diddy case. Maybe this goes way deeper. Maybe there are bigger names, bigger secrets that they're trying to bury, and Alli, she might be the only one bold enough to dig them up. But now I got to know what y'all think about this. Is Jaguar Wright back in Alli Carter's claims, or is this just another Hollywood conspiracy that is spiraled out of control? Is there any truth to Alli's accusations, or is she just reaching out, trying to clout chase? And most importantly, do you think these A-list celebs she's been calling out will ever face real justice, or are they just gonna use their money, power, and influence to keep dodging the truth? Drop your thoughts and comments below, because you already know I'll be there reading every single one of them. And if you made it this far, you already know what to do. Better smash that like button, hit that subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next drop. Because trust me, there's a whole lot more where this came from.